Okay, what's your full name?
Hey everybody, Gaddy here, Buckshot Prospector. We're just doing a bit of gardening today. As you can see, the garden has just boomed even more. Some of these plants are starting to bolt. The lettuce is going crazy. I've already cut one lettuce and it was huge. I've got to do something about some of these plants because they're just getting a bit out of control and they're at the point of cutting. But I'll do that later on. I'll show you a little bit more detail of some of these plants. The cucumber is starting to grow like crazy now. Some of the lettuces, they're starting to bolt. As you can see, this one's starting to go up. Same with this one. The beans, they're going crazy as well. The tomatoes. I took the cage off the tomatoes because I thought that would give them a bit more space to spread out. I've actually put some stakes in to hold the branches up, but they're going pretty damn good. They've got lots of flowers all over them. The chili plant is going really good as well. It's growing heaps. Now I noticed the other day with my tomato that I've got growing here, you can see it's actually growing into the branch, which I'm a bit concerned about because I want to have that tomato. It's already looking damn big. Look at the size of that thing. It appears as though my radishes have been chewed up, so that's not good really. The capsicums, they're starting to actually move now. It's taken them ages for them to actually do anything. That's pretty damn good. My pumpkin is looking really good. It's starting to develop flowers, but I'll leave them for now because they're not really at the point where I should pollinate them. The cabbages, they're still doing all good. They've got a few holes in them, which isn't nice. I think that's from cabbage moths, maybe. Oh, no, we do have. You can see there's a damn bug on it. That's what's eating them. All it takes is going on to each bottom of the leaf and just seeing if there's any little caterpillars there, and there is on a fair few of these leaves, which is a pain in the butt. Oh, look at that big boy. Look at him. No more with you. You're dead. I didn't even notice this until today. My other pumpkin's going alright. The flowers are sort of just starting to come up now. My coriander is starting to flower, so I'm planning on taking out some of these and replacing them with fresh coriander. The broccoli is starting to bolt as well, so I'm going to have to cut some of that broccoli. The eggplant has got lots of different flowers all over it. It's going a bit crazy with the flowers, so I'm hoping that they'll fruit. The sunflowers, well, they've grown about a lot. They're about a foot long now. They're huge. So I'm going to plant these. The spinach is starting to grow and it's looking like that's starting to bolt as well. Carrots starting to develop. You can see them at the bottom of the stems there. That's a real nice sign. Watermelons, yeah, they're just kind of sitting there, not doing much at the moment. And the other chili plants, it's growing a little bit. And the strawberries, they've grown really quickly recently. I've got one little strawberry growing there. So yes, everything's kind of growing a fair bit today. Now, what I've got planned is I've got some more seedlings here to fill up some of those empty spaces that I've got in the beds and to replace some of the plants that I've got. I'm hoping that I can still plant these and get away with them growing to maturity by the time it hits summer, which isn't that far away. We have some okra. I can't remember which fellow it was that wanted me to plant some of this. I finally found some. It took me ages to get any, so we're planting that today. We also have some spring onions. Yum, yum, yum. Hopefully these grow really big as well. We've got some replacement coriander, so I'll plant where the other coriander was. Japanese pumpkin, so more pumpkin. Gonna have heaps of pumpkin. I've got some gold rush zucchini. I grow these and gold will come out of them. I've got 2 okra. I didn't realize that I got that. Yeah, I must have picked up 2 for some weird reason. So that's all the seedlings. What I think I first do is harvest some of these vegetables. So I've got a bit of space in these beds to actually plant all these other vegetables. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So what I have here is the broccoli, but I've still got some little side broccolis on the side, so I don't have to cut the whole thing. What I'll do is I'll just cut these stems here, chuck them in the basket. Do the same for this broccoli. This one's a bit more whole, so I'll cut it down at the base and leave space for the other little broccolis to come up. That's looking like a nice, this is almost broccolini really. Now for the lettuce. Let me get around this damn tomato. This one might be a bit too far gone, but I'm gonna pick it anyway. Cut it at the stem, take off the bottom stems. See, it's starting to get the milky substance coming out. Doesn't matter, it doesn't mean it's not edible, it just means that you can't really eat that stem, so hopefully that's alright. I'll wait and see once I get inside. I'll take the roots out of that, so I don't need it chewing up vital minerals and all that jazz. Now another thing that I want to harvest is one of these silver beet, because they're getting a bit large. I'm going to harvest this one. Cut it out the stem. With the coriander, I don't know really what to do about them because the leaves are starting to just stunt and they're developing flowers. So I think what I might do is just rip the whole lot and replant some new ones. Look out the weeds that are in these beds. I don't need them chewing up any nutrients. Break up these beds a bit. Hoe them again. The rest of these beds I'm going to dig up and turn over and give some space for some of the new vegetables to be put in. So I've cleared out some of these beds. I've taken out some of the native garlics. I'll keep the garlic for later on. I've turned over these beds here, same with here, and a little bit around here too. Now what I'll do is I'll plant these seedlings, get some of these sunflowers into the ground so they can actually start growing big. So yeah, that's what I'll do now. All the coriander is now planted, so now I'll plant, put spring onions along here. We have all the spring onions planted. I'm going to put 2 zucchini here. And then another 2 somewhere else. Plant the other one here. I might have some luck there, but I doubt it. We have 6 pumpkin here, so I'm going to plant them sort of close together, but not too much. We've got all the pumpkins planted. Now for the okra. All the okra is now planted. Hopefully they survive. It's getting a bit late now, so I'm going to leave the sunflowers till tomorrow and we'll plant them. Now I'm going to wash these vegetables and we'll make something with them. Here's all the ingredients that I'll be using for the dish that I'll be making. It's going to be a silver beet, broccoli, ricotta and feta pie kind of thing. So I've got some puff pastry, I've got some onions, some minced garlic, I've got some ricotta, feta, milk and eggs. I already have the broccoli that's already been cooked and diced up. I have the silver beet that I'm going to cook up and wilt down. I also have some lemon and some olive oil spray. What I need to do now is cook up some of the silver beet and wilt that down a fair bit. So let's do that now. I've added some oil to the pan. What I'll do is I'll probably do this maybe in one go. I'll see how much fits in the actual pan. And yeah, we'll just wait and see. This is the first time I've done cooking on film, so please excuse the roughness of this. It's no Gabrielle Gatte or Jamie Oliver or anything like that. But you know. Okay, the oil is now starting to heat up, so I'll just cook this down. This should probably shrink to about half the size of what it was. Right, so that's about it. I'll put that aside. The next thing that I'm going to cook up is the onion and the garlic. I'll just let these get a bit softer before I add the garlic. They're starting to brown up a bit now, so I'll add the garlic. I love my garlic, so please don't shame me for putting in heaps of garlic because, yeah, if you don't like garlic, stop watching me. They're all nicely brown now, so I'll put these aside. Whilst that's cooling down, I'm going to get the zest of this lemon and put that aside to add to the mixture. That's all the zest. Put the lemon aside. I have a large mixing bowl here. I'm going to put the broccoli in. I'll get the silver beet out, but what I'll do is I'll try and squeeze any excess juice out of it. Because we don't want this to be too wet or else the pastry won't be all nice and crispy. I'll put the lemon zest in as well. Probably don't need too much. Then I'll put the onion and garlic mix in. Now I'll get some ricotta. Put a fair bit of this in because I like ricotta. About 250 grams worth. With the feta, I'll just crumble it in. You don't need to worry, I do wash my hands when I cook. I'm a bit of a germaphobe when it comes to cooking. So that's our mixture. I'll just mix this up now. Get everything combined. I'll see how much there is here and then I'll try and determine if I need to put anything extra into it. think that looks alright. Yeah, that'll be okay. I've pre-sprayed the dish, so I'm going to put the pastry into this. Now I may have to layer this over. I'll just see how it fits. I might get away with it. Ooh, maybe. Okay, the sides are a bit sketchy, but we'll work that out. We'll just do the sides here as well. The other side. Right, now I'll just add the mixture into this. Try and spread it out evenly. Hopefully I've got enough for this. Yeah, that's looking alright. Hopefully it's not too dry. It shouldn't be, but we'll wait and see. Now just to put the top on, right, we'll put this down. And I'll fold it over, like so. Now I'll just poke some holes into the top of this so the air can escape. Then what I'll do is I'll just crack 2 eggs and add some milk, and then I can put a glaze over the top of this. Probably don't even need 2 eggs, I probably just need 1. Now I've got 1 egg. I'll add a little bit of milk into this and I'll just beat this up. My battery died whilst I was doing that, so I just had to replace the battery. So that's all beaten. I'm going to brush this over the top of the pastry just so it gets a nice crispy golden coating and it bakes up. Now I just have to chuck this in the oven at 180 degrees, and yeah, we'll see what the results are after I finish doing the rest of the gardening. So I'll chuck this in the oven and you'll see what yumminess comes out of this. Yeah. So it's been a few days since I planted those seedlings. Things have grown a little bit more, things have bolted a bit too. I'll give you a quick look. Some of the lettuce is starting to bolt. The tomato plant's starting to grow heaps too now, so I'm going to have to put some more stakes in to try and give it a bit more support. I pulled out the celery here because it was starting to go woody and it just wasn't doing anything at all. The broccoli looks like it's had its day. The extra bits that I thought were going to grow are just starting to bolt as well, so I'm going to rip those up. Today I'm going to rip out a couple of the plants and I'm going to plant some of these sunflowers as well. Another thing is we've had bats coming in and eating all the cherries, and they're just absolutely going to town on these things. The whole ground is just covered in like half-eaten cherries. The little buggers, I can hear them all night just going just having a chew here and there and flapping away and coming back and eating more. Oh god, yeah, so that's slightly annoying. But anyway, I'll get to these sunflowers. Now I think I'll plant a couple more around here, if I can fit in there. Now I think I'll plant a couple around here as well because there's a lot of sunlight here and they love the sun. I think what I'll do is I'll rip these broccoli out. I'll rip this one out too. Right, there's heaps of them planted now. Now I'll plant some along here where the broccoli was. So that's all the sunflowers planted. Now to just fix up this tomato, and yeah, I think that's about it really. So I've tied up the tomato onto that pole there, so hopefully it grows a bit more onto that. So yeah, did a lot of planting this week, and hopefully the next video you'll see even more growth, and you'll see these sunflowers starting to really pick up and grow a couple of meters in only a week or two. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.